A lot of folks want to know about anchoring on doorways. For starters, you want a door that closes towards you so that the entire door frame takes the weight of the resistance coming this way. If you're in a situation where the door is opening into the room where you're training, anchor as far away from the door latch as you can, right? Also be aware that if it's a passageway and people come through, that, you know, if they open that door, you're going down if you're in the middle of a rep. And that's a way that you can really hurt yourself because it's a totally unexpected failure of the anchor point. So we have here, this is a simple strap that I've designed to be used in the doorway. It's also quite long. You use it in a park, wherever, to anchor your gear to. One end of the strap, you'll see these two little bits of sewing here. That's a wedge type affair, right? So that can work into a doorway over the top. And then I have this other loop at the bottom, which allows you to create a high-low anchor situation for your resistance bands. So basically, this is how it's going to work. I'm going to slide this over here, and I'm going to get the strap at the bottom to line up to the bottom. Actually, what I'm going to do is, I think I'll start with the bottom.
You need help?
Here.
Another hand?
Yeah. And then the top. Ooh, this is a tall door.
Not gonna fit.
No, it'll fit, but just. All right. So I'm going to close this up here. Like that.
Drag it with your toes.
Yeah, watch your toes, eh? All right. So there we go. So we got a little loop here. I got a little loop down here. Right. Now,
That's right.
we take our suspension strap here, and we can slip this through this loop here, right? And this works for, there's a short strap as well, which you can use in a gym, right? So now I've got this long loop here from the suspension strap, and I'm just going to pass these handles through this loop here. All right. Here we go. Pass them through. And now you are locked in, right? Now your suspension straps are locked into that anchor, and you can work from that doorway, right? So there you go. There's your anchor for your presses, etc., etc. Now your bands. Boy, there's a lot of different ways. We're going to see in the second half of the course how to anchor the bands, but this is a really nice one. So we're basically going to take this band here, and we're just going to click it through that loop, and then we're going to take this other end, and we're going to click it down here, right? And now we have a resistance band anchored high and low. The high and low resistance band has all kinds of useful dimensions of resistance for pressing, for rowing, for cross-body work, right? So pretty interesting approach to creating elastic resistance. This is a poor man's kinesis machine or Kaiser machine, right? So it can create resistance in all kinds of different angles. Unlike suspension where you're using body weight, here now it's elastic resistance, which has a whole other set of characteristics. Another approach to this would be to take this from a high-low situation and just clip them both together. Now you have a single anchor, right? Now I've got a lot. By the way, these bands come in two resistances. This is the heavy one. That's a lot. I'm fairly short. I still, by the time I get to here, it's a lot of resistance. A tall guy, you know, you'd have a hard time with that, right?
Yeah.
The lighter version, no problem. So depending on what you're doing with the bands, you have the appropriate amount of resistance, right? Like this one is particularly designed for pulling, for example, you know, when you're putting on shoulder straps or a belt or whatever. So anchoring options, high and low, you can obviously create with this strap here. I want to show you one other thing with the anchoring. The way this suspension strap is designed, right, it's got, let's pull it off of here. So I'll undo this little connection point here. All right, here we go. So that's the way you use, if you're going to use the long strap. Say you're out in a park and you got to use, anchor around a pole or a tree, right? You would take your strap, and then basically, I'll show you one more time how that works. It's really simple once you've seen it. All right, so there's your end loop. There's your loop for your suspension strap. There's your loop for your anchor strap. You just pass that through there, right? And then you pass your handles through there, and the whole thing walks down. Now, one of the nice things about this gear is you've also got on the suspension strap itself these two little tabs, right? These two little tabs are pretty versatile. There's a bunch of things you can do with them. But one thing you can do with them is you can just take them, flip them over the door like that, right? And now I've got a door anchor, right, with, boom. Right, so now, notice this, not a single anchor point, it's two, right? So this is different lines of push and pull, right? The disadvantage of this, all right, is that it makes your strap shorter, right? So if you want to get really planked out for, you know, really significant, and that's a fair amount of, that's pretty nice for me, but you would, if you wanted to have more resistance, you would need a longer strap so you can get further planked out. Obviously for your rows, you can get as planked out as you want for your rows and all that. But it's a beautiful little setup, and there you go. So that's basically the idea there, right? So a couple of different ways to anchor with the doorway. The key is the door is closing towards you, really, or if you're not, you've got to anchor way, way, way over in the corner, right? So there you go.
Good.
Door anchoring.
Thank you.